Oh, it's been one of them days.
Welcome to another edition of Ego on Break. This is round 2. So you need to do a little clicker. Take 2.
Yeah,
This is take 2 as I
clap
forgot
off.
to write down the results and tear them out of the notebook and all that good stuff. So Dynamite Jay Andrews, Mississippi Madman, Logan Creed,
Yeah.
and we're going to talk Ring of Honor Final Battle 2020.
Yep.
We're filming this actually the day that the
It happens
pay-per-view
in
will happen, but by the
3
time it
hours.
uploads to with my slow phone, it'll probably be a week from now. So you ought to be able to check out the
2
results. We'll do that. We'll talk a little bit about the last episode of Ring of Honor, and we will talk about I'll give you the results of Pro Wrestling Ego's one and only show.
Battle Zone.
No, it was the Ego show.
Was it?
Yeah, Ego show, one and only Ego show of 2020. Technically it was 2 shows, but we'll get to that later.
Gotcha.
So leading up to I guess the pay-per-view was this last episode of Ring of Honor, and we got to see 2 matches.
Yep.
We got to see a tag match with a makeshift team.
Yep.
And then we got to see pure title, not a pure title match, but
It's a pure match.
pure rules match. So we opened it up. We get to see Mark Briscoe saying that he's going to ask Santa for what he always asks Santa
For somebody who's crazy.
for. He wants his own personal monster, and then of course out of this giant Christmas package, Cornette says it comes out of the box. It's over, and that's what we saw. We saw
more like out of a curtain.
Well, we saw PCO come out of a wrapped present, and Mark Briscoe got his own personal monster. So, so we get the
What you
team.
think about their promo? Well, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
It was pretty good.
I was like, for the 2 that was together, I guess it kind of fit.
I mean, you got some nutcases out here, so it worked. I enjoyed it. Like I say, comes out of a box, got to be good.
I guess so.
So, PCO, Mark Briscoe is a new tag team, and if they beat the Beer City Bruisers, they will get a shot at Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham at Final Battle. So, who do you think was going to win that match? The Mark Briscoe and PCO versus the Beer City Bruisers.
I actually like both teams. I was kind of hoping for Beer City Bruisers in a way.
They didn't have a chance.
But it's just, I would like to see somebody the size of Gresham work those 2 big guys. You
it'd
know
be
what
cool.
I mean?
Yeah.
I'd like to see the contrast.
But overall, I mean, they good build up to the matches.
Yeah.
They told some stories and leading up to the match and why.
Well, no, it was actually, that was just a match. It wasn't the winner was going to get a title shot. They already had a title shot. Yeah, because he had it with Jay, but Jay wasn't doing it because he's working Crazy Boy.
I got you.
So he was like, this is just a match. But they were saying if they won, it would put them in the rankings to get a tag title shot.
I guess that makes more sense. So either way, we got that match, and Mark and PCO win.
Yep. It was
So-
a crazy-ass match, too.
Yep. And then we get Flip Gordon
Yeah.
versus Josh Woods.
Yep.
Flip has a shot against Jonathan Gresham already at Final Battle.
I'm kind of confused on that.
Yeah, I was too.
Okay.
I love how these guys going to move up the rankings, but this guy who hadn't been on the rankings just gets it anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would have went with like the runner-up of the almost winner.
yeah, like a rematch or
Yeah.
something.
I just didn't think he fit it. I don't think his gimmick fits it.
Yeah, I don't like Flip in the pure tournament.
Just
I mean, I get
doesn't
why
work.
he's there. He's got the credentials.
Yeah.
Amateur wrestler, did some MMA and stuff. And I mean, his credentials are there. His style's not there.
I mean, I didn't understand why this match was going personally because, like I was telling you, they're pushing Woods and for Woods to lose, and it wasn't even like a pretty move.
No.
Like it was a ugly head stomp. I'm like,
I mean, I thought the moonsault looked way better.
yeah, because when I saw that was the finish, I was like, wait, he's not kicking out of this crap.
Yeah.
Because it looked bad. It was not.
It wasn't
good.
even. It was like a shoulder stomp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
wasn't-
ugly.
I don't know. The match was okay, but it wasn't. It didn't live up to what all the other matches before it has been.
I guess the ending was the disappointing part
Yeah.
for me. But if y'all watch it, you'll see what I mean.
Right.
It's on Fight TV. It is free.
And I'm gonna back up just one episode. Did you watch the episode before this where it had
Yes.
John Walters return?
Yes.
What
I
did you think
enjoyed
about that match?
I liked it.
I didn't like it.
Really?
I thought it should have
It
been
was
more.
slow, but I thought
Yeah.
it was good.
I guess maybe my hopes were just too high.
Yeah, it was
I
him.
mean, it wasn't bad, but I was just expecting a little bit more.
It was him and Hot Sauce, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't horrible by no means. It just
But you got to think he hasn't wrestled that pure style in forever and a
Yeah.
damn day.
I don't know. I
so-
don't know. Maybe I was expecting more out of it. I'm a big John Walters fan, so I guess.
And he's
I got
also
myself
an older
hyped
guy
up.
now.
Yeah.
He's in his 40s.
He looks
you
phenomenal,
know?
though.
Yeah, he just looks weird with a bald head.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, okay. So let's go over the matches for Final Battle and pick our who we think's gonna win.
okay.
So they're gonna open it up with a 4-corner survival match.
And I realized the match wasn't called too. It was going to be EC3 versus Jay Briscoe.
Oh yeah,
That's on there too.
Yeah. So we're gonna get Tony Deppen, LSG, Josh Woods, and Dak Draper, and the winner gets a shot at Dragon Lee. Who you got going over? Who's gonna win?
I'll go with Draper.
That's my pick as well. I'm a Dak Draper fan.
I'm just shooting.
I don't think he worked well. I don't think he fits in the pure league, even though he's got the credentials. But that TV title, I think that's tailor-made for a guy like him. So him versus Draper, him versus Dragon Lee, I think could be cool. So that's my pick. Whether or not he's gonna win, I don't know, but we're definitely both on the same page.
Yeah.
All right. Fred Yehi teams up with Wheeler Yuta against Tracy Williams and Rhett Titus in a pure rules tag match.
I don't know how it's going to work.
I mean, it's just going to work the same as a regular,
But
20 count, no rope, only so many rope breaks.
So is that going to be per team, per person?
Probably per
See what I'm
team.
saying?
It's
So
probably going to be per team. I would imagine.
That's one match I want to go out of my way to find.
Yeah, I
for
think
sure.
that's going to be interesting just to see how they pick
Yeah.
and choose.
Out of them two, I'm going to go with Yehi's team just because I'm a Yehi fan.
I am too, but I mean, the storyline
I
wise,
know,
I mean, it's hard not to go with Tracy Williams and
But it's
Rhett
just-
Titus.
I mean, we
But
know
I'm
Yehi
a
in
Yuta
person.
and Yehi fan,
Yeah.
so really dig both of those. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're losing.
If anything, they're going to come out looking good because it's a
Right.
pay-per-view. But
It's a pay-per-view with Final Battle. I mean, huge show for Ring of Honor. Huge show just to be on. So anybody's on that show is definitely cool
But they
with me.
could go with the underdog win. You never
They
know.
could, never know. I mean, never know. Dan Hausen versus Brian Johnson. I haven't seen very much Dan Hausen stuff. Actually, I've probably never seen any. I've just seen a promo
I think I've seen
and a couple
one.
pictures. But he's got like this painted face and kind of crazy looking.
Yeah, he does
Um,
like more comedy-ish stuff.
I'm going with Dan Hausen, even though I'm a Brian Johnson
I was
fan.
going to say the same because it's his debut,
Yeah,
and not many debuts do you lose.
right. I mean, I'm really a big Brian Johnson fan. I didn't realize I was until I watched him,
He's good.
but he's definitely good. We got the grudge match tag, the OGK, the original Kingdom, Matt Taven and
Yep.
Matt Bennett versus the Righteous and Vincent and Bateman. I'm gonna flip and go underdog in this. I'm going for the Righteousness.
That's what I was going to say because I don't see the feud's not going to end here
Right.
because they did a promo and they're yelling, "This needs to end. This needs to end," and then one guy's like, "Well, does it really need to end?" And I'm like, "Okay, y'all not going to win."
I'm really into Vincent's character, the whole Charlie Manson type kind of thing he's got going on. So I dig that. So that's my pick. I hope the Righteous win. All right, so let's say Draper wins the 4 corners match and goes on to face Tiger Lee. Dragon Lee, not Tiger Lee. Sorry, Dragon Lee. Who do you think wins? I'm
He's
going
held
with
that
Draper.
belt for a long time.
I mean, I don't think he's going to win, but I'd like for him to win. Does that make sense?
I'm gonna say whoever isn't Tiger Lee's gonna win. Honestly,
Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee. I said
Yeah.
wrong. I'm
All
sorry.
right, so I'm going to say Dragon Lee retains,
It's just he's had the belt a really, really long
but
time.
I'm hoping Draper beats him.
So, and here's my other thought process, and I hate to put this with it, but trying to get him out of Mexico to come here right now
Right.
with this lovely virus we have, I could see him losing it.
All right, Mark and PCO, Mark Briscoe PCO versus Lethal and Gresham.
I honestly think PCO and
I agree.
Mark, because Gresham having 2 belts is probably going to be hell. And there's the other question: which match will be first, the tag or the singles?
That's true.
So
that's true.
Personally, I'd go with singles and then do the tag. That way, Gresham looks.
I think this may be a way to
Stronger.
transition the titles from one group in the foundation to another group.
Mm-hmm.
So I think and this is just me thinking out loud,
Shooting in the wind.
is they will beat them, but then Lethal will pick another member the foundation to be his partner
And let
and
Gresham
win
just
them
do
back
his own thing.
and let Gresham do his own thing. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Mark and PCO are gonna be transitional champions to get the titles onto someone
I'd
else
say
in the
Rhett and
foundation.
him, honestly, because Rhett's a really good tag guy.
Yep. So and then I think whoever doesn't win the tag belts, they will be in like the TV. I don't think the foundation is gonna be built around the Ring of Honor title. I think we're gonna see like TV title or the 6-man. Maybe they, I forgot Ring of Honor has the 6-man titles.
Yep.
So maybe, they drop the tag and win the 6-man. That'd be cool.
Never know.
Have the pure title and then the 6-man titles. That'd be cool. All right. Speaking of pure title, Gresham defends against Flip Gordon.
I don't
Gresham.
think he's not winning. He's not
Yeah,
losing.
Flip's not winning. I agree. And then big match.
No, you forgot the EC3 versus
EC3 versus Jay Briscoe. I'm gonna say EC3. Yeah.
Again, it's his second match.
And plus, his character has intrigue.
Do you think somebody's going to come out during this match? I really do. It's like a joining type thing. It just seems like he's going to be a guy with a group.
Well, I still think that somehow we're going to end up with
FTR.
With EC3.
I don't see
I don't
it.
know how, but I mean, strange things are happening right now.
I just think somebody's coming out during this match.
You had EC3 in Impact and working in Ring of Honor, which he's gone from Impact now, but he did a little bit of crossover. And then you got the AEW with Impact, and you got NWA with AEW, and you got NWA with the ROH. And so, like, all four of these guys have a common. So I'm thinking maybe we could see some crossover. So
I'm just saying, somebody comes out in this match. I almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. So there's that. Roosh versus Brody King for the title.
I hope Brody wins.
I'm going for Brody as well.
I like Roosh, but again, it's the virus situation, and I just like Brody. I think Brody deserves it. I think Brody can carry the belt and probably tear it up with pretty much anybody in ROH.
I would like to see that, and I hope his first title defense is a rematch with Shane Taylor. I really enjoyed that match.
Yeah, they knocked the hell out of each other.
I really enjoyed it. So here's me rooting for Brody so he can face Shane Taylor again.
I'm surprised Shane isn't on the pay-per-view, to be honest.
Me too.
So that really threw me. There was a couple of people, to be honest. But, I mean, with this stuff, they could probably only book so many people and all that. But it looks like a good pay-per-view. It really does.
It does. I mean, I guess the only match I really don't care to see is probably the
ones that you
the garage match. No, I think it's the garage match. I'm just not. It's too soon. Like, I haven't got.
But they were feuding before this crap happened.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that.
So, yeah, I guess so.
So, I mean, you got to remember, Ring of Honor's only been back on air, 2 months maybe?
I mean, matches I most, would really like to see. I mean, we're yay high guys, so definitely want to see that pure tag match. And, definitely want to see Brody King and Roosh.
I want to see Tiger Lee and whoever he faces.
Dragon Lee.
I keep saying Tiger. Is there a Tiger Lee? There must be.
Was.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe that's where my brain's going.
But yeah, Dragon Lee for sure. And again, I like all the guys. I like Depp and I like LSG, Woods, and Draper. So that'd be a cool four-corner survival match. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, top-notch pay-per-view for sure.
Yeah.
And then we'll give you the ego results. So Pro Wrestling Ego, we did a small type shows. We hooked up with the American Karate Center. They had like a family fun day type thing. We were able to do 2 events, same building, same day, 2 different times. Both events ran about an hour apiece. We did one at 5 and then one a little after 6. And 2 separate crowds, 2 separate shows. Super cool idea, something I've been wanting to do for a while. I was glad we got to do it. We did it out of necessity because we were trying to keep the crowd smaller because of COVID. But still something cool that I wanted to do. As far as I know, no other promotion in Mississippi has done this.
We did one a long time ago at School of Hard Knocks, remember?
2 shows the same day?
Mm-hmm.
What did we do? Help me remember.
They were one in the morning, one in the afternoon, if I remember.
Is that when we did
midday.
We did an outside show and then went and did the show in the building?
We turned around and did one at the building.
Okay. Yep. Well, hey, I guess we've done this before.
Technically, it wasn't the same building. So
yeah.
You did that.
So that was pretty cool.
Matter of fact, it was Raleigh Day.
Oh, we did an
did a
event at
show
Raleigh
that
Day
night.
and then went to Puckett and done an event. We did do
If I
that,
remember right, Jazz was on that show.
possibly.
Yep. So,
Okay. Cool.
Anyway,
So yeah, all right. Well, that was fun. A little glimpse into history. But yeah, so we did the something I've seen other promotions in like different states do this. Something I really wanted to try, and I thought it went over well.
did your timing work out?
Yeah, timing. We hit time pretty close.
That's wrestling. That's always the
Yeah.
hardest thing to pull off.
We had roughly about 60, 70 in the first show, maybe 40 in the second. So I mean, not bad at all.
How were the matches?
Phenomenal. I mean, no complaints. Nowhere on the nowhere. I mean, everything was solid. I kind of reunited with the Nightmare. Let's just say the overalls came back into existence, and we were dominant, but not as dominant as we were. We had some kinks, I guess. But we'll get to that in a second. Opened the event up. R.J. Williams, the judge, made his ego debut. He took on Aaron Roberts, who also made his debut. Judge is coming out of our training center, Flashpoint, and Aaron Roberts came down from Memphis.
Okay.
So, two big guys, hard-hitting match. Two guys that can move. I mean, these guys, they were not dragging around, so it was a solid match. And RJW came out with a win, so congrats to the judge. And let's just say the judge was probably one of the most popular guys to the fans there.
Yeah, I read where he said he sold all his pictures and stuff.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Another debut, Zay Washington. Zay, phenomenal guy, super high flyer. We were in a building that had a lower roof, and he hit a 630. How he did it, I have no idea.
Tuck and pray.
It was amazing because literally, I mean, guys ended up hitting their head on the roof.
I saw
how low
it because
the
it had a
roof
big
was.
angle iron hanging down.
Yeah, there was
Wow.
only a certain part of the ring this could have happened, and I guess he found it.
It reminded me of the old Battle Zone building.
Yeah, but he beat West following the 450. Did I say 630?
630.
I meant 450. He hit a 450.
930.
Yeah,
something.
so
I had too many
crazy
numbers.
match. A lot of like oh crap moments in it, in a good way, not a bad way.
Yeah.
West brung the aggression to Zay. West hit like this. I want to say it's a 619 kind of combo, but it's not. It's like he traps him on the ropes like a 619, but instead of hitting a 619, he hits like a cross body across their back.
Yeah, he's been doing a highlight
I mean,
on
freaking
Instagram.
like it murders people, man.
Oh,
Like those,
man, he ain't
please don't let me get in that position. That's all I ask. Because I imagine like my head would be ripped off.
Yeah,
So,
I'm good.
but amazing match by those two guys. Then we get Fury defending his Styles title against Walker Hayes, another guy making his debut. He's the guy that we had booked a couple years back, and just for whatever reason things didn't work
I
out.
recognize him now.
Talk about a massive person. Like this was almost like Show of the Giants for ego. Like,
So David versus Goliath in this match.
well, you know, Fury's not small, but Walker was just he was probably twice Fury's size. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I looked over at one point and saw JD and Walker in a discussion, JD Jenkins, and I'm like, Walker made JD look small. Like that's like I didn't realize he was so big.
Yeah.
And Aaron Roberts was just as big as he is. Like,
Okay.
but yeah, so we got Ray Fury defeating Walker and retaining the Styles title. And then JD, as sad as I hate to say this, JD Jenkins defeated Nightmare, and I'm going to take blame for that. I wasn't on point. Had I been on point, it probably wouldn't have happened.
You come out of retirement.
I did.
Or your hiatus, my bad.
Yeah, I came out of hiatus.
Don't ever say retirement.
Yeah, you
That's
don't,
just a
you don't
lie
retire
in
in wrestling. But I was on break, and trying to get the mojo going back with the Nightmare, and but yeah, was not successful in our first time back. So that's all I'm gonna say is JD, you got lucky. He choked the Nightmare out, which I still say is illegal, and I blame the referee for the Nightmare losing.
Yeah.
JD defeated him with a illegal chokehold and made the Nightmare black out. That's okay, because what we have planned for JD later down the road is not going to be good for JD.
I got nothing to do with it.
So that was the first event. When Nightmare did come to, he was not very happy. I will say that. And as the second show started, guy was there, welcomed everybody there. Let's just say Nightmare was not happy. The young lion Brad Lee was getting ready for his match. That did not take place because Nightmare destroyed him in the locker room, beat him up to the ring, beat him up outside the ring, beat him up inside the ring.
Sounds like Nightmare.
Nightmare was ramming his head into the corner buckle about 11 times. And finally, I don't know if he murdered Young Lion or if Young Lion just got knocked out, but the referee called it. Nightmare wins.
Hey,
Nightmare did not stop. Continued to slam his head into the corner, which prompted RJW to come out. The judge came out to put a stop to it, and it didn't end well for the judge either, following a couple blockbusters.
He didn't go to the gallows?
No, he didn't go to the gallows, but he definitely had a sore neck because Nightmare hit the blockbuster off the top, or off the second rope. And let's just say I was pretty upset as well, so I made him do it a couple more times. And rumor has it RJ was very popular with the crowd, but he also was very popular with the chiropractor the next day. So he had to get his neck checked out and popped and cracked because Nightmare liked to rip his head off. So JD, you just keep that in mind, JD Jenkins.
So he opened up a can of crazy.
A big old can of crazy. Then, speaking of JD, we got JD Jenkins tagging up with Wes Warren. These two almost have a little like mentor protege thing coming. We've seen them in the past when JD wasn't able to defend his ego title due to a contract with MMA. He chose Wes Warren to defend it for him.
I remember that.
So there's a little history, but they took on the Twin Terrors in Aaron Roberts and Walker Hayes. They were managed by Ken Dang. Phenomenal match. Ken's team really brought the pain. At one point, they lifted, I believe, Wes's head up into the steel roof, or the beam that holds the roof up.
Big old steel rail beam.
Yeah, and Wes's head met it, unfortunately, for Wes. But Ken's team didn't win, as Nightmare and Wes came back up with kind of a version of the heart attack.
You mean JD and Wes, not Nightmare and Wes?
Yes, JD and Wes, sorry. JD lifted one of the guys up, and Wes kind of did like a flying knee, which was pretty cool. So credit to them. But afterwards, JD was holding up his title, and you could see it in Wes's eyes, like, yep, I'm going to get me some of that. So it was a heck of a match. And then main event, Ray Fury defended the Styles title against Zay Washington. Zay had beat Wes in the event earlier. And great match, super great match. But unfortunately for Zay, he did not have the same success he had in the first event as he lost to Ray Fury. So yeah, so that was Ego results for the year.
I think you had two matches? Two shows?
2 shows, yep. 2 shows, one night, different time, same building, same town. Pretty cool, different crowds.
There you go.
But yeah, so hopefully we get to do that again. And
maybe more this year coming.
Yeah, hopefully. So yeah, so until next time,
watch wrestling.
Watch wrestling, guys.